Being a Manchester United fan over the last couple of years has been pretty difficult. But fear not, ladies and gentlemen, because I am here to guide Manchester United back to greatness. That's right, this is the FIFA 23 Manchester United Rebuild Career Mode here on the Matt Ayres channel. So if you look at the screen now, I've chose to be Erik Ten Hag in this career mode, but frankly, that looks nothing like him. For those interested, here are the settings we're using in this career mode. Erik Ten Hag, the brand new manager of Manchester United, and he has got a massive uphill battle to do. First up, we're choosing which competition we want to take part in. We'll just go for the one with the most money. And here we are, in the career mode for the first time. It looks a bit different this year. It looks quite nice, but we've got some business to get down to. We can't be looking at how pretty the screen is. We need to sort out this United team. And what I haven't said about this rebuild career mode yet is we're going to be brutal. We are going to be getting rid of a lot of players in the first summer transfer window, or at least by January. And you guys are going to be giving me suggestions on who to buy. So as we go through the episode, get in the comments down below and let me know who you want to purchase, because this is as much your rebuild as it is mine. It's the community's, it's the channel's rebuild. So let's get into this. David De Gea, in my opinion, has got to stay. We've got no other goalkeeper, and there's lots of other positions we need to strengthen first. As much as it pains me to say it, because I really like this guy, Luke Shaw has got to go. Brandon Williams going out on loan. Malacia stays. Rafa Varane stays. Lisandro Martinez stays. Harry Maguire, do I even really have to say it, transfer listed. Phil Jones, transfer listed. Victor Lindelof, transfer listed. Tuanzebe, transfer listed. Bernardo Mengi put out on loan. Dalot stays. Wan-Bissaka, transfer listed. Charlie Savage is going out on loan. Casemiro stays. And Scott McTominay gets transfer listed. Zidane Iqbal is going to go out on loan. Donny van de Beek is staying at the moment, but I'm starting to edge towards maybe letting him go, because frankly he's not getting in the team. Fred at this moment in time stays, but he's on thin ice. Eriksen stays. Bruno Fernandes stays. Palestri goes out on loan. Shortire is up for loan. Garnacho's up for loan. This is a hard one. Marcus Rashford. Contract expires in 12 months' time. Do we get rid of Rashford? I don't want to. I think of him as a bit of a United legend, but I don't know. You guys are going to have to let me know about this one. Let me know in the comments. I can't make a call on Rashford. It's too hard. Jadon Sancho and Elanga are both going to stay, as is Anthony. Anthony Martial, on the other hand, is transfer listed. Ronaldo stays. Now, I'm 99% sure that I've annoyed some people there with the ones that I've chosen to get rid of, so let me know in the comments down below if I've made a mistake, and if it's not too late by the time I read it, I'll rectify it. But in my opinion, this club does need a big clear out, and that's exactly what we're going to do. And all the young lads that I think deserve a position in a Manchester United shirt are going out on loan to prove themselves and coming back next season to give it a good go. That's right, guys. This isn't going to be a one-season series. This could go over a couple of seasons. You can't rebuild a squad in 10 minutes. Speaking of young talents, we have got a pretty decent-looking youth academy here, which we will be taking from throughout the series. Already looking at Ibrahim Alisson here as a pretty decent prospect. And I'm going to set his development plan to make him a box-to-box midfielder. Just ups his pace, ups his finishing, and ups his passing, which is exactly what you need, really. We've got German Sevelos as well, a Uruguayan striker who's only 17 currently, but has an overall potential of 94. So we want to see if we can hit it with him. He's going to be put down as a poacher. Other ones to keep an eye on are Marcus Johnson here, the New Zealand left midfielder who can play centre mid as well, only age 15. And we've also got Argus Kaya from Greece, who looks good as well. So we'll keep an eye on our youth academy throughout the series, and we'll bring in players that we think can compete for positions. Okay, keeping in mind that we're looking to get rid of quite a few players, this is what we're currently left with as our starting squad. We've got Ronaldo up top with Sancho and Anthony on the left and right of him. Fernandes, Eriksen and Casemiro make up our very strong midfield. Malacia, Martinez, Varane and Dalot are at the back with De Gea in goal. On the bench, you got Rashford, Elanga, Fred, Van de Beek, Bernard, Williams and Dubravka, because all of these players here are either going out on loan or being sold. So it's a massive clear out at Old Trafford, but I think we've actually got a pretty decent squad to begin with. So I'd argue we're not really looking for starters as our first signings. We're looking for like unknown talents that we can kind of grow into superstars at Old Trafford. players that can start to compete for positions as the season goes on, as opposed to people that are going to come straight in. I don't see a position there where I desperately want to change who's playing there. However, as I've said, it's as much your series as it is mine, so you guys might have different ideas. Let me know in the comments. And if you're hyped for this, guys, please hit the like button and subscribe. It'd be much appreciated. So what we need to do next is scout for our next big talent. Now, we've got a couple of scouts that are already out there doing their thing, so I'm going to leave them out there to see what they bring back. We've got Jude Green, who's out in England scouting around. George Harding's out in Germany, and Ricky Tam is out in Spain. I'm sending Jokinen out to Argentina, I believe it was, and Moller's going to France. So we're covering a lot of bases here, and we should get back some pretty decent scout reports. And here are the instructions that I've given them. I've asked them to find a striker because Ronaldo's coming to the end of his contract / career, and Rashford's also coming to the end of his contract, and we're not sure whether we're going to keep him, leaving us with a big fat 0 strikers in the club. So I'm looking for a striker. I'm looking for a box-to-box midfielder in case Eriksen gets to the point where he retires, or, you know, we find that we need a backup to him quite regularly because he's getting tired. Also, wingers are a position where we don't really have much backup apart from Elanga, so that's something to look for. Goalkeeper, we got De Gea, who is arguably coming towards the end of his career at Manchester United anyway. He's given us a big stint and definitely needs some competition in that position. Dubravka coming in isn't competition, I don't think, for me. And centre-back is a position where we don't have a massive amount of backup, so we're going for promising players because we want this to be a long-term project to build a really good squad. Tommy Conway is already someone that's been scouted in that striker position and looks alright, you know. He's only 19 years old. He's already got potentially 1 to 99 defending. Not great there. But he's got a good acceleration. He's got good sprint speed. I think that he's someone that we could potentially get a hold of and grow over time. But I'll wait till the scout report has done a bit more. So before we go any further, let's look at what expectations Manchester United have for us. So confidence rating is based on how we're doing in these objectives. Youth development is critical. It's a massive thing they want to do. So they want us to sign at least 3 players younger than 20 years old with potential greater than the average overall rating of players currently in the same position. That's going to be quite hard to do. To find a youngster who's got better rating than Ronaldo, who's got better potential rating than Ronaldo at 90, is going to be pretty difficult in the long term. That within 2 seasons have at least 1 player from the youth academy signed to the first team and then play at least 50% of games in the next season. That's potentially possible, but it's going to be difficult with a team like ours to bring in a youth player that's going to play that much. But that's where this career mode's different to any other I've done before, guys. You need to think about actually going for these priorities. The Newcastle one we just did was for basically for fun. This, I actually want to see if we can do it properly. Next up is brand exposure, which is critical as well. Sign one of the best players in the world, overall 82 plus. That's what they consider best players in the world. Okay. Interesting. That probably will happen, let's face it. And then get a streak of 5 clean sheets in away league matches. I'm not sure how that exposes your brand, but we'll certainly give it a go. On that subject, I think the playing based ones are going to be difficult for me this year because I've only just got FIFA 23 literally today. So the likelihood of me being good at the game straight off the bat is going to be difficult, and we're starting on world class straight off. They don't really care about financial profit. They want to finish the season with a profit margin of 258 million. So you don't really care about financial, but you'd like to make 250 million in a year. That sounds like quite a big target to me. Domestic success. Okay, so Premier League. They want to finish in the UEFA Champions League place, which is the top 4. And the Emirates FA Cup, they want to try and win it. Okay, that's set as a high priority. We'll give it a go. Not only that, but they also want us to win the Europa League. That's something I'm quite interested in doing too. With that, though, we're going to need a lot more squad depth than we've currently got. So if I look at it, I've got a backup left winger and a backup right winger. I haven't got a backup striker. I've got a backup centre mid, another backup centre mid, not a backup CDM at this moment in time. And then that's about it. We need a whole new back 4, backup-wise, because we want to sell some of these guys that have been living in United's dressing room for far too long, in my opinion. And yeah, we're going to have to buy a whole new back 4. We've got Dubravka in goal, so we don't need a new goalkeeper. We need a new CDM. And we need a new striker. So that's 6 positions we need to go for at the start of this. Not brand new players that are going to walk in the team and start every match, but players that are coming in to compete for positions that are our backups to basically play in those Europa League and Cup games. Or considering they want us to win the Cup and the Europa League, they might end up playing in the Premier League so we can play our best team in Europe and in the Cup. What I've also realised is you can actually send out youth scouts, which is pretty cool. So what I want them to do is go out and find me a goalkeeper. We'll go with a goalkeeper to begin with because I think that's a position we're going to need long term. Now, today is a training day and I'm actually going to do the training for a little bit to make sure that we've got it decent levels. And then I think you should be able to simulate it and it'll still give you those decent levels if it's the same as FIFA 22 anyway. The thing is, I actually need to select the players quite carefully. I don't want to be training up players that I'm looking to get rid of. I also don't really want to be training players who aren't going to improve. For the likes of Fred, Fernandes, Eriksen probably aren't going to improve loads from doing training sessions. You know, because they're too old basically. So let's play through these drills and see what progress we can make with these players. Now, this isn't something you guys will watch me do very often, but at the start of a career mode, especially one where we're looking to make so many improvements to players in our squad, this is actually quite an important thing to have to do. So the first drill results saw us get outstanding, outstanding in the passing drill, and outstanding in defending. AAA, happy days, managed to get the best out of that training session possible. Having done the training session, we're now able to advance. However, it looks like we got some messages. A lot of these are just the things we've done so far, like setting up scouting networks, and we have quite a few from different players. Scott McTominay's shocked that we've decided to sell him. Twanzebe's sorry to go. Somehow Wan-Bissaka's surprised that he's transfer listed. Lindelof is surprised, which I kind of understand to be fair, but I just want fresh players in the club. Martial is surprised as well, but frankly, he's injury prone as heck. Luke Shaw's surprised as well, and I'm a little bit heartbroken by this one, but I think it would be the general, feeling from you guys. Harry Maguire is surprised, and frankly, he shouldn't be. Garnacho is happy to go out on loan, as is Charlie Savage, and Bruno just wants to welcome me to United. Cheers, boss. One thing we haven't done is decided the roles of players in the club. Now, we need to think about who's going to be our captain. Looking at the current squad, there's only really two players that I think could take the armband. Bruno Fernandes and David De Gea. Ronaldo's only going to be here for a season. He's retiring. So I think I'm going to go with Bruno for now, but I will change it if the comments say otherwise. So let me know who you want the captain to be. Now that we've checked our messages and we've done our training session, we can advance. And we have our first transfer offer, and it's for Phil Jones. Considering the club want us to make a massive profit, I'm actually going to be quite pernickety with transfers as well and try and get as much money as possible. Phil Jones going to a team that aren't in the UK, which is good. Offering 2.3 mil. I am going to try and get a bit more. So I'm proposing a new transfer fee of 2.5 mil. I know he's not worth much, but I'm going to try and get just that little bit more to see if we can get, you know, a little bit of money in the bank. They're happy to do that, so we've made another 200k there from nothing. Now, with other players in the future, we'll be able to make much more profit. Obviously, Phil Jones probably wasn't the best example to show what I mean there. But with each player that we let go, I will try and push that margin up and up. We've got another training day here. Timed lob through balls, collect the trophies and interceptor. Those are the players we're using. We got outstanding with the through balls, outstanding on the dribbling, and outstanding on the defending. AAA yet again. Happy days. Hopefully these guys are going to start to develop nicely. But what I really want is fresh people in the squad that are a bit younger that will benefit more from these drills. We've got PSG sniffing around for Rafa Varane. I'm going to put this straight away to bed. We are rejecting this offer. They wanted to give us 6.2 million plus Mukiele. Mukiele's a decent player, don't get me wrong, but we're not letting go of Varane. If he stays fit, then he's easily our starting centre-back. Schalke came in for Phil Jones. They gave us 2.4. I'm going to see if I can get actually more than what I've already accepted elsewhere. I asked for 2.8 and they said they'd go up to 2.5. So you know what? I'll accept that because, you know, we've already accepted it elsewhere. He now has a choice of two clubs to go to. Right, I'm doing this drill here where we're meant to be crossing the ball in, but Casemiro literally doesn't let me. You get the ball here, you try and go past him with Bruno Fernandes, and you literally can't do it. It's impossible. I ended up getting a D. I will retry it once, but that's it. Second time round, got outstanding. And we got outstanding in the other two drills as well. Okay, we've had someone come in for Brandon Williams on loan. Celta Vigo, I believe. It's an interesting one because they actually want to do loan to buy. I would prefer not to do a loan to buy, in my opinion. I think he could come back and be a pretty good player for us at left back. So I'm going to propose a loan without buying and see if they're happy to do that. They don't want to. Okay, that's fine. there'll be other loan options for him, I'm sure. The last thing I'm going to do is go through all of our players and see what development program I want to put them on, and just make sure that we've got people, you know, progressing in the right way. Some players are naturally just in decline now, and there's not really anything we can do about it. Other players, as you can see, have got loads of room for improvement. So as you can see, development wise, these guys have all got stuff on them now, and we'll see if it makes any progress over the seasons. The last thing I'm going to look at is people's contracts and whether we need to look at renewing some. For example, Dalot and De Gea have only got a year left. Same goes for Ronaldo and Rashford. Do we want to get those back in? Fred, Garnacho, you know, there's loads here that we could potentially renew. The one I'll focus on now is De Gea. We'll get him in for at least additional 2 seasons probably, and then that'll be it for him, I reckon. And Dalot as well. We'll get those 2 done, and then you can let me know about the rest. For his wages, I'm willing to give him basically what he's on now, and then a signing on bonus, I'll give him 2 mil, because frankly we've got it to give. I'm hoping he'll go for that. He will. Happy days. So that's David De Gea for another 2 seasons on top of the one we've already got him for, on the same wages that he's already on. Players on the longest contracts right now are Martinez, Anthony, Malaysia, and Casemiro randomly. That just shows Man United's ability in the transfer market in real life, doesn't it? I've proposed to Dalot that we're actually going to extend him by 3 years, which he's happy with. That'll take him up to 4 years, and that's a pretty good time to maybe look at either letting him go or knowing that he's going to be a big staple in this squad. I've actually looked at giving him a little bit of a wage increase as well, just by £3 a week, which isn't much, but I think it might be enough to get him over the board, and it does. You know, he's willing to stay with us, and that puts him on another, like, 4-year contract, I think. Out of the ones that only have a year left, the one that we really need to think about is Fred, Rashford, Luke Shaw if he decides to stay, and Garnacho. Apart from that, the rest are kind of done with. We might even actually look at Laird as well, because he's someone who's coming back from loan who we might want to keep for a bit longer. I want you to let me know in the comments right now all about those 1 years that we've got left. Who here do you want to see continue playing for the club? And that's it for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit a massive thumbs up. I'm forcing myself to stop now so that I can get your feedback and your input into how this series is going to go going forward. Thank you very much for watching. You've liked the video already. You've commented down below with what you want to see in this career mode. And, of course, you're subscribed to the channel. Let's see if we can get 1,000 subscribers by the end of FIFA 23. That's my personal aim. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.